What is going on, YouTube? This is Owen Dowell here, and it is the end of 2018. And that can only mean one thing: it is time to do the Zippo Collection update for 2018. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to believe that it's already 2018. I was thinking about it before recording this video. I've been collecting Zippos for 8 years. In fact, I'm recording this video on December 30th. For me, 8 years ago yesterday is when I bought my first ever Zippo, which is right here. So I have had this Zippo for about 8 years, little over 8 years. I've been a collector. And if you asked me 8 years ago if I'd be collecting Zippos, 8 years from then, I probably would have said no. I highly doubt that. I have, there's my interests just typically don't last that long. So I'm very surprised actually that it's already been 8 years. It really doesn't seem like it's been that long. But yeah, 8 years ago is when I got my first Zippo, this brush chrome. I remember we were at the mall with my family and I asked my dad if he would take me to Walgreens before going home because I wanted to buy a Zippo. And he said yes, and when I was there, I actually bought 2 Zippos. I don't know where it is, but I actually also bought a black matte Zippo along with this Zippo. And I didn't open the Zippo, I think, until maybe New Year's Eve, when I was because I was planning on giving one to my friend as kind of a New Year's Eve present. As a result, I actually do have both of them due to things that happened, so there you go. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll just keep that in the video. In fact, didn't really buy that this year, but it's been 8 years since I bought that Zippo, and that is just crazy to me. It's been a lot of fun. So, anyway, let's go ahead and let's get into this video. I did a little bit better this year than I did last year. If you remember, last year I only had 3 new Zippos. This year I've actually got 4, which wasn't nearly as many as I was hoping to get. Let's go ahead and let's get started. So the first Zippo that I got the Zippo last year, and I even featured it in last year's Zippo Collection update, but I made the video on it this year, is right here. This is the Zippo, and you can see right here on the front, it is the antique copper. Take a look at the back. It is 301 FB, regular antique copper, and I think that means flat bottom, the thing at the end there. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, if you're watching these videos, if you're looking at my Zippo Collection updates only, you saw the Zippo when it was brand new, and you're about to see this Zippo after nearly a year of being my EDC. So here's what it looks like now. You can see it looks a bit different. Let's take it out. Nothing really special about the box. It's just the standard thing. But here it is. I carried this thing, I want to say, up until like August. Let me do something real quick. There we go. I carried this thing up until I think August of this year because I thought someone stole it. I think actually September is when I stopped carrying this because I thought it got stolen. But actually what happened is that this Zippo, when I was carrying it, I was... it fell in my pocket one day, and it fell into the couch at work, and I didn't know that, so I thought somebody stole it, so I kind of stopped carrying it, and went ahead and just started carrying my antique brass one, which about a day later also fell into the couch at work. So I was like, why are people stealing my Zippos? This is really weird. I can't carry Zippos anymore, so I literally just stopped carrying Zippos in like September, because I thought people were stealing them, and I thought I was just being really bad at keeping up with them. So as a result, I stopped carrying Zippos entirely until a few days later when I looked and found this Zippo and my brass armor both under the couch cushion at work. So that was pretty funny. Definitely unexpected. But yeah, you can see this thing looks completely different than it did when it was brand new. Absolutely different. You can see that the antique copper finish is worn off, and this thing really does look like an old copper Zippo from maybe like, I don't know, like the 1970s, 80s, I don't know. It's kind of hard to place an age on this, but it looks like it's been, years, decades since this was purchased and carried. But as a matter of fact, it was made in E of 2017, which is May of last year, I think. E is May. January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, it's May. So take a look at the insert. Unfortunately, these copper ones, like I mentioned, don't have copper inserts. at least these new copper plated ones don't have copper inserts, which was a little bit of a disappointment to me. I was really looking forward to having a Zippo with a copper insert, but it did not have one. Instead, we just have this stainless steel one. This is also made in E of 17, so it's got a matching insert. And yeah, this is I highly recommend the copper Zippo as an EDC. I will warn you, however, that the antique copper makes your hand, yep, even right now, just by handling it that little bit of time, it feels like I've been like sorting through pennies. You know what I mean? Like this thing smells. It actually kind of stinks. It smells like an old penny. It's kind of cool, but it's, you know, I don't know. It's interesting. It's different. Most Zippos don't really have a smell, but this definitely absolutely reeks of an old penny. So if you like that sort of thing, and you don't mind that getting all over your hands, I would highly recommend the antique copper as an EDC. Whoops, that was a failure. I'm filming this on my bed because actually I'm hoping the kind of the cleaner white background, which maybe it won't because it's wrinkled, but I'm hoping the white background will help make the video size a little bit smaller, as opposed to that table I usually film at, which has a lot of texture on it, and I feel like it makes the video unnecessarily large. So that is it for the antique copper. Now, the next Zippo that I have, I actually received from one of you guys. In fact, I received this from my good friend Tristan on YouTube. I actually had him send my high polished brass armor in for repair, and when he returned the Zippo from repair, he actually included this Zippo along with it. Now, this is a Zippo that's pretty cool. It's pretty unique. You can't really find the Zippo very easily unless if you go to Hawaii, because this is a Hawaii Zippo. Take a look at the back. You will see it is model 200, Bird of Paradise, and it's got a special little sticker on it. So this came from a shop in Hawaii. You can only buy this one in Hawaii. I think his dad was there for a business trip or something, and he Tristan had his dad pick one up for me, which I greatly appreciate. And here it is. This is the Hawaii Bird of Paradise. And when I made the video on this, I was looking all over the Zippo. I was like, wait, where's the bird? The Bird of Paradise is actually this plant right here. So the plant that's featured on this Zippo is called the Bird of Paradise. All right, let's take it out. It's on a brushed chrome finish actually, which looks really good. This Zippo is absolutely beautiful, and I really do need to prominently display it at some point because I love the way this looks. And again, I appreciate Tristan for sending it to me. Hawaii, it says, and it's got Bird of Paradise written on it. And it's got a really, let me open it this way. I'm a lefty, so like naturally when I go to open a Zippo, I don't see the design. So I've got to open it with my right hand. The ping is pretty good on this one, actually. I really like it. If we take a look at the bottom stamp, it has an H of 16. H is August of 2016. At least the 16, for those of you who don't know, designates the year this was made. So this is made in August of 2016. I know that because H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. Yeah, I've got that right. H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, which is matching up with August being the 8th month of the year. So if we take the insert out, insert that there, you will see that we have a J of 16. Now, J is October of 2016, so they're a couple months apart. It doesn't really mean anything in particular. It's just that the insert was made a couple months after the actual case itself. I can pick it up and then scratch my head because it's itching. So, yeah, very cool. Tristan, once again, just wanted to say thank you so much for this Zippo. And, yeah, let me know next time you're around because I haven't seen you in a while. Tristan is like the only viewer that I've actually hung out with in person, which is really cool. I definitely really enjoy that. So if any of you guys are around Boone or surrounding areas, definitely let me know. I'd love to meet more of you. Tristan is just one of the first ones that I actually found out sometimes comes up here. So that was really cool. All right, so that is it for the Bird of Paradise. This next one, when did I get this one? I got this one, I'm trying to remember when I shot the video. I think I shot this video in March. So I bought this one in March of this year. Something like that. I'll have to go back and double check on that. But here it is. And if you take a look at it, at a glance, it looks a lot like this one's box. But it actually says antique brass on it. Now, this is not a plain antique brass. If you take a look at it, it is 29149 Tree of Life. And let's check it out. So if we take a look at it, this is the Tree of Life. Ta-da! Yeah, this is a very cool model. This is a pretty popular model too, I want to say. And I think Zippo's doing a 360 cut version of this. So I definitely want to get one of those at some point. I'm going to have to look into that. But check that out. Here it is, the design. It is a Tree of Life. Very cool. It's encircled by that just to frame it off nicely. The roots actually have a Zippo logo on them, which at the time of buying this, I actually didn't notice. So I thought that was actually kind of a neat little Easter egg. And here it is, the Tree of Life. Now, the antique brass finish isn't really like a great, authentic looking antiquing finish, if you know what I mean. This looks kind of... This does look a little bit to be a bit artificially antiqued, but I'm sure as you carry this thing around, it'll start to look a lot more realistic. Kind of like what this one did. I love the way that my antique copper looks after carrying it. But when I got my antique copper, it too looked a little bit artificial in terms of the antiquing. And now you can see that it does look like an antique copper Zippo. So there you go. That's a good reason to look into getting one of these as an EDC. So let's take a look at the bottom. This was made in August of last year, as you can see, August of 2017. The bottom stamp on these antique Zippos look really cool with the way that the logo, that the stamping rather, is a lot darker than the actual surrounding stamp itself. And you can see it's flat. That is a common attribute to these brass Zippos, is that they'll have flat bottoms as opposed to canned bottoms. This is what a canned bottom looks like. That's a canned bottom, where it literally looks like the bottom of a can. It's been pressed inwards. All right, and you'll also have noticed that the copper one had a flat bottom like this as well. And yeah, it's just a common attribute to these brass ones and the copper one in this case. So if we open it up and take a look at the insert, let's see, this is a August. So this one, F, that would be June. So in reverse to the Bird of Paradise, this one was made a couple months before the case. So yeah, if you ever heard somebody tell you on YouTube that you can't, that non-matching inserts or insert dates that don't match the case date means that the Zippo is fake, that is in fact not true. That only means that the Zippo and the insert were made at different times. So there you go. That is all that means. But this is the Tree of Life. Love the Zippo a lot. I just bought it on Amazon because I really wanted it. So very cool. That is it for that one. And finally, we have one more left. Now this one actually is also something I can attribute to Tristan, because I bought this while I was at Smoky Mountain Knife Works with him. And here it is. Ba-boom. The final Zippo. All right, so let's check it out. This one is the 29525 Armor Chameleon Zippo Alligator. That's what the end there says, but it kind of rubbed off. You can see it's got a price tag of $41.99 on it. That is a discounted price tag from the retail price. If you buy from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, even if you buy from the store itself, you're going to get it on a discount, which is really cool that they can get away with that. So here it is. And as the model number suggests, this is an armor case. So for those of you who don't know, the armor cases are just a little bit thicker. In fact, it tells you on the back here. It's 1.5 times as thick as a standard Zippo case. So it makes the lighter overall a little bit chunkier, a little bit heavier. The sound is going to be a little bit different, as you can hear, versus, say, the Tree of Life. Sounds like that. That was not a good one. Let's try that again. Let's try my left hand, because that's what I am. Right? And then you got this noise. Sounds like this. So you can tell it sounds a little bit different. It's a little bit muted. That is what the armor case is all about. It's a lot chunkier, a lot heavier, a lot more durable if you drop it. I will warn you that it does have the same hinge as a standard Zippo. So if you want to buy it for tricks and stuff, you'll wear out the hinge even faster than a standard Zippo. So my advice would be to not buy an armor Zippo for doing tricks, because you'll wear out the hinge a lot faster. But here it is. Check this out. This is on a Chameleon finish. All right. Now, I did not expect that this is going to be a Chameleon Zippo. I've never owned a Chameleon Zippo until this one. And the thing about the Chameleon Zippos is that as you kind of turn them, they're supposed to change color. And I don't really observe that happening that much. If you get it at an extreme angle, you can kind of see where the white covers are reflecting, that it's looking like it's turning purple a little bit. But that's a very extreme angle. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe in different situations, like if I haven't really had this thing out and about much, but if you have it in different situations, maybe it looks different. I know my little sister has eyes. Her eyes are about this color. And depending on what she's wearing is going to depend on what color her eyes are. So normally her eyes are about, well, like this color. But if she's wearing something blue, her eyes will look a little bit more green. If she's wearing something green, her eyes look a little bit more blue. So it might be another case of that. Like if you've got this in like kind of a green environment, it'll appear to be maybe a little bit more blue, and vice versa. So I don't know. But you can see it's a high polished Chameleon, but the Zippo logo in the middle is actually kind of a matte, satiny finish. And it doesn't have the Chameleon effect applied to it. And you can also see that it looks like alligator skin, which is really cool. This is a super nice, grippy Zippo. If you want an armor Zippo for an EDC, I would highly recommend this, because you have a really good grip on it thanks to that alligator skin type texture. But there it is. Check that out. Take a look at the bottom. Actually, here's an interesting thing. This is an oopsie Zippo, which means that when you look at it like you normally do, if you take a Zippo with the design facing you, the way it's supposed to work is you have the design facing you and you turn it up and you have the bottom stand presented to you upright. But in the case of an oopsie Zippo, which there's about maybe like a 70-30% chance of it happening, it's kind of rare, but it's also not uncommon. I don't have very many of these. If you look at it from the design and then you turn it, in the case of an oopsie, the bottom stamp will be upside down. So you just have to flip it. So this was made in I of 2017, which is September of last year. You can see it's actually got a special symbol on it denoting that it is an armor stamp or an armor cased Zippo. You'll also probably notice that the engraving on this is very deep. That's another thing that you're allowed to do with armor, that Zippo's allowed to do with armor cases, is make the engravings even deeper because you have more metal to work with. So that is that. Let's take a look at the insert of this one. Now the insert, if you remember from my video, was super duper tight. It was super tight, but it's actually loosened up a good bit. You can see the insert was made a month later. It is actually made in October of 2017. So there you go. Very nice. And also one other thing I mentioned in this video is that this is my first oopsie Zippo. That's not true. I was actually watching one of my other Zippo videos from a while ago, and the Dragon's Eye that I unboxed, or that I got back in, I think, 2014, was also an oopsie Zippo. So I actually have two oopsie Zippos. I also, my Slim is also technically an oopsie, but I've actually noticed that every single Slim I've seen on YouTube has been an oopsie Zippo. So I'm kind of thinking the Slims are like 70% chance an oopsie and 30% chance not an oopsie. I feel like Zippo probably goes out of their way to print those backwards. I'm not sure. So I don't really count that because all the Slims I've seen have been technically oopsie Zippos. But there you go. That is, sorry for yelling in right next to the phone, but that is my Zippo haul for 2018. And yeah, I know it's a little small, and I was really hoping to get one that was a little bit bigger, have more Zippos, but alas, just when you guys, you know, it's always something that I have actually been thinking about, is that a lot of YouTubers tended to quit YouTube when they got to university. And I was always kind of like bummed out about that. It's like, man, why are y'all quitting? You know, you should still be making videos. I know you're in university, but you got to be able to find some time to do it. Let me tell you guys, when you get to university, you will completely, I completely sympathize with those YouTubers because it's hard. It's hard to make YouTube videos and go to university at the same time. I don't know how people have managed to pull it off. I know David DeFranco, who I used to follow, did a pretty good job of it, and he was an art student, so like he definitely didn't have any time. I don't know how he did it, but just dealing with the stress of keeping up with assignments and stuff, it really does kind of get to you. So I do have to retake a class, so I do have to take a class this semester, but I'm only going to be taking the one class. So I'm hoping I'll be able to find more time to make some videos for you guys, and it won't be that big of a deal. It's not like it's a class that doesn't meet very often. It's actually pretty light. I just kind of let it slip through my fingers last semester, unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to go back through and retake it. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to have more time next year to make some videos. I'm not going to make any promises, because I made a lot of promises in last year's video, and you know, only got one more than I did. So we'll see how it goes. And at some point, I'm going to show you guys. We'll go ahead and get them. They're over here. I'm going to show these to you guys. And in fact, I might do this sooner than later because I've been thinking about them. I actually have a buttload of Zippos here that you guys have never seen. So I might consider, and there's actually one more. I think it's in my backpack, but I haven't gotten it out since using it. These were sent to me for the Zippo actually sent me these Zippos for free, so I'm going to go ahead and say that because I'm showing them. I did not buy any of the Zippos that I just set down, these that are still closed up. Excuse me. I didn't buy any of these. These were sent to me by Zippo to use for photography. But I do want to show these to you guys. Zippo did say they wanted to see videos on these. So at some point I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, the photography job fell through again because of university. Just kind of got in the way. But that's going to do it, guys. I just wanted to, yeah, just want to say thank you. Happy New Year. And hope 2019 is a very good year for all of you. So thank you guys so very much for watching. And adios. Hello everybody, just a little addendum to the Zippo Collection update. I'm actually heading to the school to upload that video right now. But a little addendum, I completely forgot to mention that I sold one of my Zippos. I sold the Rose Gold Slim that I bought from Smoky Mountain Knife Works a couple years ago. Somebody wanted it for a graduation present, so I figured I would go ahead and give it to them. I sold it for a small profit. I wasn't gonna like make it ridiculous, but yeah, I am down to Zippo, so I figured that would be something important to mention in the Zippo Collection update. And yeah, so anyway, now the video is really over. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick because I forgot to mention it completely in the video itself.